Thank you, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Women of Sweet Swine County, where we have great guests and stories from places outside of Sweet Swine County. And yes, we'll be reading a viewer email. So let's get started.
Sounds good.
Hi, Nicole.
So where's Paris?
Oh, Nicole, we have got big troubles at the Giddy Up Boutique. You're not going to believe it. Well, you know that we have gotten so busy, we've had to hire 2 part-time gals while we're out doing stories and shooting the women of Sweet Swine County. But today, of all days, they called in and said they weren't going to be coming.
Are they sick?
No, they're not sick. Today, I guess, is the hot dish cook-off held in High Horse, and I guess both of the ladies are competing in this. And you know, Mrs. Swanson won it last year with her tater tot hot dish. She even beat out Betty Thompson, you know, Betty Thompson with the secret ingredient, Betty Thompson.
So Paris is at the store working. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You know, a little too much information. I really don't care about those events.
I'm a journalism. I can't major. I can't help it.
They're not as important as you think they are. You'll soon learn that.
Oh, no,
Anyhow,
come on.
We have a very interesting guest tonight.
I do know that.
Right. You know what? Why don't we start the show?
Let's start the show. Shall we take
good.
a look at a town outside Sweet Swine County? Okay, let's do it.
Oh, hello again. Colonel Von Breger here. I was just going over some of my adventures here in my journal. Have I ever told you about the time I was on safari in Africa? Perhaps not. Or the time I flew over uncharted waters in the Black Sea. There again, perhaps I haven't shared that with you. Well, these are some of my adventures, and I'm going to be doing other adventures now in the South, specifically southern Minnesota, visiting towns and communities. In fact, we're taking an adventure today. Why don't you join me as we go to...
Gaylord, Minnesota is located 60 miles southwest of the Twin Cities metropolitan area and is home to the Sibley County Courthouse and other historical buildings. This thriving community is comprised of education, healthcare, recreational amenities, agriculture, business, and industry. Gaylord is successful because people come together with a desire to promote this as the best community for families, seniors, businesses, and taxpayers.
Bully! Well, let's discover some of the fine businesses and establishments as we continue our adventure.
That was another beautiful time. Have you been to?
I haven't yet, but we should go.
You know, you should go. You'll learn.
I'm going to make a list, just like you had told me the other day. I'll make that list, check it off to the towns I want to go to.
It sounds good. How about we read a letter from one of our fans?
I would be glad to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
Ladies, are you listening?
Today's letter comes from Mrs. Johnson from the town of High Horse in Sweet Swine County. Well, my husband Hank and I drove over to Blue Earth recently and visited the Green Giant Memorabilia Museum. Have you been there?
Yes, definitely.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Cool. You're always talking about taking road trips, and you should really plan a trip here. At the start of the Giant's conception in 1927, premiums, toys, and marketing materials were not tracked or cataloged, so no one really knows what items exist. The Green Giant is one of the top 10 most recognized advertising icons in the world. Blue Earth resident Lowell Steen began collecting Green Giant memorabilia in 1986. With 39 years of experience working for Green Giant and pieces dating back to the 1920s, his basement is full of goodies. In 2005, Steen approached the City of Blue Earth and the area Chamber of Commerce about building a museum. He would donate his collection, which included hundreds of pieces, so that others could enjoy it. On July 10, 2009, the new museum was first opened to the public. The museum holds Green Giant items such as kites, aprons, t-shirts, toys, coasters, rings, magnets, and many other items. There's a large mural painted by Barb Pearson and a replica of the old facility in miniature that was built by another local resident, Gordy Miller. Located adjacent to the Chamber of Commerce office at 113 South Street, Nicollet, the museum occupies 2 stalls of the old 4-stall fire hall. Over time, the museum will expand to fill the old fire hall and will include pieces of old machinery used in the canning process. This is really a fun place to visit and should be on your list of places to see. And there you have it, another letter that says,
Ladies, are you listening?
well, Nicole, why didn't you tell me you had been there? I would have liked to gone with you. This sounds amazing.
But you know what? I really like this
You never want to
letter.
take me anywhere.
Lots of good information. Yeah, I don't see us going together anywhere. But anyhow, why don't we go and take a look at another great town outside Swine County?
Okay.
Hey, stranger, what can I get you? Oh, quiet one. We get all types around here. You'll find in our part of the country, it's friendly with towns that you will not forget. Chef Randy and I just the other day went down to a great town. It had great history, and we haven't stopped talking about it yet. Mapleton is a rural community that prides itself as a town that holds traditional family values in high esteem. It is a great place to raise a family. Well, stranger, would you like another cup of coffee while I tell you about their businesses? Thank you for stopping by. And if you need any information about the towns around here, just remember, ask for Norma.
Another beautiful town.
That was.
Well, Brianne, how about we bring our guest?
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'll let you do the honors.
Oh, I would be glad to, Nicole. If you think I'm going to do it all right.
You probably won't, but
Well,
I'm still
I'll
going
give
to
it
let
a
you
try.
do it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Caroline the Librarian. Nice to see you, Caroline.
Welcome to
Thank
our
you.
show.
the
It's
show.
so exciting to be here.
Well, Caroline, we know that you are the librarian in the town of Newport.
Yes,
Can you tell us about that
that's right.
job?
Yes, I'm the librarian in Sweet Swine County's only library, located in the town of New Pork, with a population of 121. As you know, New Pork is Sweet Swine County's largest town. And New Pork holds the annual running of the Pigs Weekend. You shouldn't miss that. I'm proud to have been the librarian in New Pork for the last 22 years.
That sounds very interesting.
That's
Yes.
amazing, Caroline. Is it hard to keep up with all the latest trends?
Oh, yes, Prairie Ann. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about. Inspired by your show, I've been visiting
We are muses.
all of the towns in southern Minnesota. And I've discovered there are incredible libraries outside of Sweet Swine.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yes, yes. So I spoke with your producers, and they finally agreed to let me share my visits with your viewers.
Amazing.
So tell us about it. What are we going to be seeing?
Well,
Can you tell us?
I can do better than that. I've brought a couple of segments to show you.
That sounds good. Why don't we take a look at one of them?
Yeah,
All
let's take a
right.
look at them now.
Would you like to learn more about a community you're visiting? Then stop into their library. Hello, I'm Caroline, a librarian who's doing research for my book, Memoirs of a Librarian. No huge city library can compare with the coziness of the small-town libraries in southern Minnesota, with their rich history and commitment to providing information and entertainment to their patrons. Today we'll be visiting the town of Tracy, Minnesota has had a library in various locations since 1880. The library has been located in its current two-room downtown site since 1986. Readers will find more than 18,400 items, including periodicals, videos, books on tape, and CDs. The library has 5 computers for public use, with internet access, and also offers wireless connection. Students in kindergarten through grade 6 can participate in a summer reading program at the library starting in June. The Tracy Public Library is part of the Plum Creek Library System. There are many advantages to being a part of a library system, including availability to more than 3,000 magazine titles. Patrons with a card will be able to take out a book from any library in Minnesota, making over 500,000 items available to them. The Tracy Public Library is located at 117 3rd Street and is open Monday through Friday from 1:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. and on Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. You may contact the library at 507-629-5548 or check out available materials at the Plum Creek Library website at www.plumcreeklibrary.org. Well, there you have it. And you can be sure that this library will be included in my book, Memoirs of a Librarian.
Oh, Caroline, I loved it. Can we see another one?
It was very good.
Oh,
Definitely.
thank you. Yes, we certainly shall.
Here we go. Let's watch another one.
What is a city without a library? Hello, I'm Caroline the Librarian, doing research for a book I'm writing, Memoirs of a Librarian. As I think I've told you before, no big city library can compare with the coziness of the small-town libraries in southern Minnesota. They provide so much of their rich history and commitment to their citizens and guests, providing information and entertainment. Today, we'll be visiting Janesville Free Public Library. Initially organized in October 1899, the Janesville Public Library originally cataloged 400 books with the help of a librarian from the State Library Association. In 1911, a lot was donated in memory of a former Janesville resident, and Andrew Carnegie donated $5,000 towards a new library building. The building was completed in 1912 at a cost of $6,195.20. The library was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1982, and today holds many signs of the fine turn-of-the-century craftsmanship, including original adjustable shelving. The library became associated with the County Library Association in 1946, and today is part of the Traverse des Sioux Library System. The library is located at 100 West 2nd Street and is open Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You may contact the library at 507-234-6605 during those hours. Well, this has been a wonderful experience, and I hope you visit this library soon. As for me, I'll be sure to include it in my book, Memoirs of a Librarian.
Caroline, those reports were amazing. I didn't know that these libraries were so rich in history.
Oh, they are, truly. And I plan to bring you more of those visits from all over southern Minnesota. You know, ladies, when I was traveling, I met another person from Sweet Swine. She was doing some interesting reports.
What's that? What could it be? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I told her I'd bring the reports to show you.
Great, let's take a look.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hello, Sweet Swine County. This is your roving reporter, Clarice. Today, we're hidden away in Rock County, in the town of Laverne. I came to visit Betty Mann and to see her collection of miniature shoes and nutcrackers. Betty Mann began collecting glass shoes at the age of 10 and today has over 7,000 shoes. She owns shoes made by famous companies like Limoges, Fenton, and Boyd. Her shoes were made around the world, in places like France, China, Japan, and the U.S. She has cookie jars, hammers, cigarette lighters, hat pin holders, salesman samples, and telephones, to name a few. She even displays miniature ice skates on Christmas trees. Some of her oldest pieces date to the 1800s, while her newest pieces were made last year. Betty also has a collection of 1,787 decorative military nutcrackers. She owns German Steinbach pieces, the most famous manufacturer of nutcrackers in the world. She has nutcracker marionettes, salt and pepper shakers, music boxes, lamps, and teapots. Her kitchen-themed nutcrackers reside in her kitchen, while others are displayed throughout her home. Betty has other collections besides these, but her shoe and nutcracker collections are amazing. From outside Sweet Swine County, this is Clarice. And as my Norwegian Nana would have said, hid away hardly means forgotten. Bye.
Caroline, Clarice Plow wrote a tell-all book about us, the women of Sweet Swine County.
Yes.
She did?
She
Yes.
did.
Is it a good read?
Well, I don't know what you consider a good read.
Well, it's not bad, but we look so hot in those pictures. So the photos are great.
And I guess, her reports are good. So maybe, Nicole, we should just let bygones be bygones. What do you think? Bygones be
Sounds good to
bygones?
me. Why don't we take a look at one of her reports?
Let's do
Just
that.
to show her that we don't hate her.
Exactly.
Hello, Sweet Swine County. This is your roving reporter, Clarice. Today, we're hidden away in Sibley County in the town of Gaylord. I came to visit Gloria Sinnell and see her collection of political memorabilia. Gloria was introduced to politics through her first husband, Bob Williamson. In 1956, Bob was an alternate at the Democratic Convention in Chicago. Gloria told me she cried and carried on until Bob agreed she could go along. Together, they attended many conventions and met many famous people. By accident, they ate dinner one evening with Ted Kennedy. They picked up many political items at conventions or received them as gifts. Some items are quite old, while others are very recently acquired. Some unusual pieces include matchbooks, which are no longer given out, and buttons showing two people. Some are humorous, some unusual. Some are typical political fare. Items include Christmas cards from the White House and her pass to visit the White House. When Bob passed away in 1963, Gloria was asked to take his place at convention. Over the years, Gloria ascended various levels in the party and eventually was named vice chair. One of Gloria's proudest moments was being named to the DFL Women's Hall of Fame on May 10, 2003. From outside Sweet Swine County, this is Clarice. And as my Norwegian Nana would have said, hid away hardly means forgotten. Bye.
You know, Caroline, they were great reports. Thank you for bringing them to us. Now let's join a citizen to see what they've discovered.
Oh, hello. Come on in. I'm just finishing reading up about this great little town. I'll be with you in just a minute. Oh, this is such a great town. I've got to tell you about it. Oh, you came in for a trim, didn't you? You look like you could need a little over the ears, or maybe you want one of those new hairstyles is what you need. Oh, but I got to tell you about this town. It's such a great town. Lots of history. It's a great community to live in. It says it all right here.
Winnebago is a community where people want to raise families, educate their children, and serve their neighbors as good citizens and caring friends. Winnebago is a southern Minnesota community of 1,398 people, about 28 miles south of Mankato on US 169. Small town, big heart.
Oh, and you've got to love their businesses. Oh my, that's just a great, great town. I'll be with you in just one more second.
Ladies, that was one of the towns that Clarice visited when I was with her.
You travel with Clarice?
No. We just had lunch together a couple of times in the towns we were both visiting.
Have you had lunch with Clarice? No. Oh, no.
That town was one. This is another.
My name is Johnny Happening, and I'm on the case, a big case to find out about the downtowns in our story country. The boss wants answers to what's going on, so I walk the streets to find our downtowns that have become the greatest streets in Minnesota. The case is clear. Now I will take what I've learned to the big boss.
Oh, Johnny, show the big boss what you found. Johnny, this is another great downtown. A downtown rich with history and a hometown feel. Downtown Fairmont is a hotbed of activities and a treasure trove of fine shops, restaurants, and service businesses. Oh, Johnny, my boy, just look at their businesses. Shops, services, and entertainment. Show me some more. Johnny, you've done it. You have discovered towns that have become part of our story. Now get back on the case.
It appears the talk is true. These are the towns dreams are made of. I will continue on the case, for I am Johnny Happening. Our story, the streets of Minnesota.
Yes, that was another beautiful town. You see, add it to your list.
It was. I will add it to my list.
It has a lot of places for you to visit and see. It has a museum. You know what a museum is?
I do.
Really?
I do.
Anyhow, did Clarice tell you anything about us? About the book?
No.
Really?
No, Now, Nicole, one thing I think we've learned today is let's let bygones be bygones, don't you think?
Fine, then. That sounds
Thank you,
good.
Caroline, for being here. You've been the most gracious, wonderful guest we could ever have.
Lots of good information. We learned so much from you today.
Oh, it was a pleasure, ladies.
And we want to thank our viewers for watching. Remember, we share small town stories with big town attitude, for we are the women of Sweet Swine County. Bye-bye for now.